Yeah, Sohail. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, sorry, I forgot what my question was going to be. When you're editing it, just start the edit of our thing from when the
Yeah,
chat
yeah, sure, sure.
starts. Last time we taken it earlier. Hi, Anjum. Hi, Sanjay.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Hi, Suhail.
Hey,
Hi,
Anjum.
Sanjay.
How's it going? Hi, Major.
Hi.
Hi, hi. Welcome.
My God.
So what's the format?
It's quite a free-flowing chat, Sanjay. I think what we'll do is sort of we'll keep to the theme of fitness being the way of life, and that's sort of the hope for India. But obviously, I think what we'll do is just go around the room, initial comments from each of you on what that statement means. Where you see India today and where you'd like to sort of understand fitness as a way of life in your life, and how you perceive that. And then we'll sort of take it free flowing from there on in terms of what each of you say, and obviously I'll take experiences of your lives and maybe come up to sort of the corporate side of things as well a little bit from you, Sanjay, in terms of how
Sure.
corporate India can adapt this mantra to leverage it a bit more and become part of the social fabric of the country in that sense. So anything specific you'd like to address, because I'll sort of then go with that.
No, I'm easy. I mean,
Easy, right?
I'm coming out of the cold here.
No, perfect.
I'm not an expert by any measure, but maybe people think I am, but I'm
No,
happy
no,
to sort of share.
perfect. No, I'm sure there's plenty to talk about as well, and yeah, I think that's sort of that side. I think I'd love to get from you in terms of how your sort of angle to fitness in your life and how that can be adapted to more corporates, and how it can have an impact positively on the overall essence of us as a country, because we're sort of heading in that direction and we're still some distance from it. But how do we take steps as corporate India towards it?
Okay. Fair.
And I'll sort of do follow-up questions based on what you're saying and things like that anyway. So we'll keep it quite free-flowing and sort of take it as we go.
Okay. Fair.
Hi, Sanjay.
Hi, sir. How are you doing?
Very good.
Where are you?
Gurgaon,
Oh, nice.
floating town.
Sorry?
I said Gurgaon, the floating town.
It was terrible. I'm in Munich now, so but it was
Okay.
I was there 2 days ago, and yeah, last week it was bad.
Yeah, it seemed really bad from what I saw.
It was
Yeah,
last week only here also.
yeah, last week it was terrible. Couldn't get to work. I think Thursday, Friday we couldn't get to work.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think we'll just wait for Vivek and Nikki to get on, and then we can get on.
Okay.
Anjum, have you been painting a lot, or?
A lot of pain.
Good, good.
I just loved how much time you got paint, bigger artwork,
Yeah,
paintings going on.
yeah. Are those yours behind you? I'm guessing. The two behind you.
The ones that no one bought.
Hi, Anjum.
Hi, sir. Hi. Nice to meet you.
I'm just trying to look at the paintings behind you. Looks like a globe.
Here you go.
Oh,
This and this.
great.
And this one is sold. Yeah.
I really like the one on the right, by the way. Is that still up for sale? So
This one or
yeah,
this
that one, the first one that you pointed at. Yeah,
The brown
Yep.
one.
I'll send you.
Yeah, it's for sale if you want to buy. It's
I will send you a message.
cool.
Hi, Mickey. How are you? Sorry, I think you're on mute, Doctor. Dr. Mehta, I think you're on mute. Sorry. Yeah, there we go.
How's that?
Good. Perfect. Perfect.
I'll sound motor sir. Max, yeah. अच्छा चलो हेडफोन मारो ले लो ना. I'll take mine.
I think just Vivek to join us and then we're good to go.
All right. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
A little rustly, but it's fine.
Okay, one sec. I'll just sort this.
Anupam, any news of Vivek?
Keep some Vivek, he will come. As per his name.
Yeah.
Where is my friend Vivek Singh?
That's the eternal question that we're all asking at this
No,
point.
so he's facing some technical issue, so he said he will join in another couple of minutes.
Sure,
How
sure.
can, how can Procam boss have technical issue? He's the master of the game. So sorry for all the goof up in the videos earlier. Hope you eventually liked the video. I had to, makeshift arrangement video. Did you get it or not? The promo video.
I think Anupam must have got it.
Who's Anupam?
Who's heading it from Sportscom.
Yeah, it's been posted, sir, already.
अच्छा post किया है.
Yep.
बहुत अच्छा.
Welcome, Vivek.
Thank you, DP. How are you? Good to see you again.
Hi, Vivek. So good to see you after so long.
DP, such a pleasure, my friend.
Same here, sir. Same here. So good to see you.
Anjum, good to see you. Mickey, such a pleasure. Sohail, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Vivek. Good to see you.
So, Vivek, I think we are all so blessed to be doing a workshop with you. You're the master of the game.
Yeah, my friend. Yes, you are the master as well.
Anupam, are we good to start?
Yeah, we are good to go.
Right. Cool. So a big welcome to everyone. I think on behalf of Sportscom, I'd love to welcome everyone that's tuned in and also our panelists as well. I think we all know that fitness plays a huge role in the life of an individual. Our level of fitness impacts several factors in our lives, such as our energy levels, mental and emotional stability, concentration, focus, quality of sleep, lifespan, and overall health as well. I think it's very safe to say that everyone on this panel and everyone tuning in recognizes the importance of fitness, sport, and healthy living as well. And I think the world today, it is so important, not just on an individual level, but as a tool for development and improving human resources, economies, and just for the social fabric of a nation as well. So I'm Suhil Chandok, I'm your host for today. And it's a great privilege to host this panel filled with wonderful, very diverse voices and faces and change makers in their respective fields. I think the positive effect of a fit nation is that many of these change makers come together, and the ripple effect of that is especially quite incredible for the next 1 hour as well. I think our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi flagged off the India movement a year ago to take the nation on a path of fitness and wellness and to work towards a healthier India. We're getting there step by step. And a big thank you there to Sportscom as well for all the work that Sportscom has done over the last 12 months to help spread the word, to help awareness of the fitness industry as well. And that first anniversary now is approaching on the 29th of August, which is also the National Sports Day in India. So to keep promoting fitness, to keep promoting a healthier lifestyle within the country, we've brought together esteemed panelists, and as I said, a big thank you to Sportscom as well. I'd like to welcome our wonderful panelists today as we talk about fitness as a way of life. And maybe just a request to the panelists to have yourselves on mute when you're not speaking as well, if that's okay. Firstly, Ms. Anjum Modgil, one of India's sharpest shooters and a silver medalist at the 2018 ISSF World Cup. Also a silver medalist at the CWG, breaking the Commonwealth Games qualifying record by some margin as well along the way. On 1st May 2019, Anjum claimed the world #2 spot in the women's 10-meter air rifle. She's a shooter, she's a painter, she's a psychologist, all rolled in one, and a wonderful role model for young India while bringing laurels to the country as well. So welcome, Anjum. Mr. Sanjay Kapoor, the chairman of Sona Comstar Limited, India, the flagship company of the $600 million Sona Group. Sanjay did his schooling from the prestigious Doon School, where he represented the school in swimming, water polo, tennis, and field hockey as well. Sanjay is also an avid sportsman with a passion for polo, and he's utilized that not only to contribute personally, but by owning and playing for the Sona polo team, but has also played a very critical role in taking the ancient game of polo away from just restrictions of royalty and the army to the corporate sector, while revamping the game in India as well. So Sanjay, thank you for joining us. You're all the way in Munich, and we look forward to your thoughts on this as well. We've got Mr. Vivek Singh, Joint MD of Procam International. A passion for healthy living and sport literally runs in his veins, and the events run by Procam are not only gatherings of sports activity, but involve communities, charity, healthy living, pride, and prestige as well. The Tata Mumbai Marathon, first held in 2004, was a watershed event, honestly, in India's sporting paradigm. And today it's one of the largest, or the largest, sporting charity platform in India. Vivek, always a pleasure to have you on board, and look forward to hearing your thoughts. Major Devendra Pal Singh, DP Singh as he's fondly known as well, is a 46-year-old Indian Army war veteran and India's Blade Runner. An incredible story, an inspiring story. He was injured in active ops in 1999. He was thought to have been brought dead to the hospital at that point, but survived with 100% disabilities and rose to claim many firsts to his name. He is India's first amputee marathon runner. He is India's first Blade Runner, first Asian to go solo skydiving, and has been honored with national awards by the government of India and the Canadian government as well. He's in the Limca Book of Records, and his whole life, honestly, has been filled with turning challenges into opportunities. Major is also the founder of the Challenging Ones NGO to enable and empower those that are disabled and gradually change the mindset from being physically challenged to being challengers. So welcome, Major, and a pleasure and an honor to have you on board as well. Dr. Mickey Mehta is a global leading holistic health guru and corporate life coach. Another individual here who doesn't need an introduction, a recipient of Health and Wellbeing Icon of India Award by the Economic Times, and is among the 100 most impactful wellness leaders of the world, as announced by the Global Wellness Conclave 2018. He's the first personal trainer of India, the first fitness columnist, and the first fitness TV and radio presenter in India, and still continues to educate all of the nation on these channels. Dr. Mehta has the unique distinction of an honorary double doctorate in holistic health and life sciences for integrated medicine, and has been invited to speak at Harvard University, the IITs and IIMs across the world as well. He's also got the rare distinction of training the police, the army, the Navy, the Air Force, while also coaching Miss Indias, Miss Worlds, Miss Universes, along with Bollywood, politicians, and the Indian business world. An author, poet, philosopher, the brand, the institute, the legendary Dr. Mickey Mehta, who gets you energized, naturalized, optimized, maximized, wellness revolutionized, and obviously gets you Mickey-mized. So welcome to you as well, Doctor. And I think it's, as I said earlier, a very, very diverse set of panelists and very exciting, therefore, to hear from all of you. Dr. Mehta, let me start with you because most people may not believe it, but you recently celebrated turning 59 with the message of fitness super fine at 59, and you certainly are exactly that. What to you is the secret to fitness or the mantra that you've always followed to keep you in such good stead? So I think you're just on mute, Mickey. There we go.
So on this August 29th, I turned 59.
Right.
Also, incidentally, this August 29, I finished 50 years of doing yoga and 39 years of being in this profession.
Wow.
So I tell people that when I was in uniform, none were also in liquid form. I take pride in that. So yes, I say that fitness, health, wellness, well-being, this is the ladder of evolution. This is only for evolution of mankind, and we have to start a revolution of evolution of mankind, and we have to rise above weight loss. We have to rise above even immunity. This is so mundane. You know, the life of a virus is not more than 15 days. But humans have evolved, if you were to see the science of phylogeny, which is the science and the time track record of the species of mankind, phylogeny. We are 4 billion years old. You know, when the first speck of life ever on the rims of volcano was found, it was called chemolitho-autotrophic hyperthermophile. To the point we've become super conscious human beings who can walk, talk, eat, digest, play a piano, think thoughts, analyze, have perspectives, have depths, digest food, eliminate toxins, and all at a time.
Yeah.
So we are an embodiment, epicenter, and probably an epitome of super consciousness. Only humans have the ability to rise above gods and fall below animals. And why should we get scared of COVID and pandemics?
Yeah.
We are built to perpetuate in life. There is a science called autopoiesis, which means every cell has the potential to constantly self-repair, self-maintain, self-govern, and keep living. Humans can live forever. Death has no right on life. Death is the culmination of diseases, and diseases are culminations of your choices. So why do we choose entropy over evolution always? We choose entropy by default. So time, matter, space, light, motion, mass, causation, effect. That causes entropy. So disorder, disease, decay, death. We don't need to die. We can let go our food, water, and breath with vairagya of letting go, but not die to disease. We can then transform, reform, transmigrate, but not die to disease. We can live forever or have Ichha Mrityu or have Ichha Jivan. So either we live to forever in this body or disappear as fragrance of flowers, sweetness of fruits, or the colors in the wings of the butterfly. So let's all embrace Ashtanga of yoga. So starting with Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dhyan, Dharana, Samadhi, and embrace Ayurveda. So Ahar, Vihar, Aushad, Vishram, and most importantly, yoga and Ayurveda are not preventive. Yoga is productive and Ayurveda is creative. These are the creative and productive sciences of life. It's about time we recognize them and we get energized, maximize, optimize, eternalize, internalize, revolutionize, evolutionize, get specialized to get Mickey-mized.
Absolutely love it. Thanks, Mickey, for your opening thoughts. Anju, I'm just going to come to you because Mickey's given us a whole lot to think about as well, and we'll hear back from him. Anjum, you know, you're heading into a big year. You've always had a big part of you as an athlete being fitness. many may not understand the rigors of a shooter in terms of fitness as well. How big a role does that play, not just physically, but mentally as well? I think that's the aspect that people don't understand, right? Mental fitness and physical fitness have to go hand in hand.
Yeah, surely. It was really good how Miki sir explained in such detail. But like for me, I work out because it gives me a lot of mental peace. Apart from whatever I gain physically, I am just so happy working out, mentally. So as a shooter, people think that we don't really require a certain fitness level, or it's not, we just need to stand and shoot. But I think there is a lot of work that goes into our stability, endurance training, cardio, for a breathing. I mean, there's a lot of work that can be and that should be done as shooters. So I work out, and some days when I really don't work out, it's not because I'm not working out that I'm sad. It's just my body just gives me that negative feeling that you need to work out. So I enjoy working out. I don't do it for getting leaner, or maybe something like I have to lose weight or something. I just love trying out different workouts. I love trying out different type of exercises. I follow so many people. I see whatever exercise is new. I just love following it. See how can I break the barriers I have in my physical ability, and then just keep getting better each day. So that's what I'm doing during the lockdown. I have enough time to scroll through the internet, see what all can be learned, and yeah, I'm just enjoying it. So for me, fitness is all about keeping yourself active and also enjoying all the physical training and specific exercises we do. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's so different for each person. As a it is so important.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Can't even when has come away.
We can't hear you properly.
I think it's frozen.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now, guys? Audible?
Yeah, we can hear you now, but your
Sorry,
video may
sorry.
be frozen.
There's something going on. Sorry. Just going to come to you now because you've had a life, as I said earlier, that not many can even fathom. You've gone through your life experiences where you've always converted incredible obstacles into amazing life-changing opportunities and embraced that change. How much of a role did fitness play in being that integral part of your life, even through everything that life threw at you? I think you're on mute, Major. Sorry.
Sorry. Am I audible now?
Absolutely.
What I was mentioning that whatever I could do in life, I never aimed to actually, convert the obstacles into opportunities, but my focus was primarily to live a life which is full of quality. And this is the promise which I had made with myself on the hospital bed when doctor told me that your leg need to be amputated because of gangrene. So there were two thoughts. First thought was that perhaps I will be able to live a life which will be very inspirational for me and many others. That thought I don't take credit because that's quite a spiritualistic type of a thought, and a human being perhaps cannot think. So I feel I am blessed that struck me. But second thought was my promise to myself that in this second life, like a batsman gets a lifeline in cricket, I have to live it in a so qualitative way that I am no less than what I was doing earlier. And in the process, I rather picked up activities and started doing things which I actually never used to like. For example, running, when I had both the legs, I was not interested in long distance running. Never ever I was interested in. But when I lost the leg, then because of my promise and then because of the soldierly attitude, which I realized that is now required to keep the respect and tell people and tell myself that abilities as a state of mind and the human body can stretch as much as you can imagine in your mind. And of course, the opposite also is very true. So that is why I started running without any wherewithal, without knowing the fact that how do I run with the prosthesis which is not to be used for more than 5 to 7 kilometers. But as I generally joke around, the choice was between damaging the product, artificial knee and artificial foot, which I wear as suggested by the terms and condition of these products, or damaging the respect of a soldier, which was told by people that you can't do it, you are a disable now, and you will be living a life which is dependent on the support system which you make around you. So in order to shed these thoughts, it was very important for me. And in the process, I realized that the injuries which I carry in my body, not even a single body part is such which does not is injured, which is not injured. Rather, I mean, in fact, I joke around that you tell me the body part and I tell you what injury is there. So the most difficult and critical injury body part is the removal of part of intestines. Now, which does not hinders my regular bowel movement every day, even today, but also depletes the salts, the minerals, and the vitamins, and the critical vitamin like vitamin B12. I'm sorry, Dr. Mehta, but because of that, I became a signatory of eating non-veg food because that is where only the vitamin B12 is found. So I don't have the choice that I will eat, vegetarian or a vegetarian or whatever types of tarians are there. Perforce, I only believe that whatever home food is available, that's the best food which you should eat. Keep something in the non-veg part also so that I'm able to recoup the depletion of salts and minerals and especially the B12 because many a times I was admitted in the hospital because of that. So there is a constant fight between what I realize that when I undergo fitness activities, I do running and everything, the taming of all those injuries by me. And then on the other hand, somewhere or else, some trouble created by the injury, which stops me time and again from not carrying on with the same physical regime. So that constant fight between me and my injuries is a ongoing process. Sometimes injuries win, sometimes I win. But that is where I realize that fitness is the most important part, and I can't depend on X, Y, Z or third parties or be it any type of doctors. They will not be able to assimilate the type of concoction of injuries which I am carrying. They could not do. Even I don't know that which part of the intestines is removed because the documents I lost in the armed forces. So this is constantly being pulled by myself because I believe that all the body organs are made to be used, put to use. So if I put to use them, I push them, I tell them, I am your boss, you behave as per myself, then they are behaving well. And if I put to rest to them, then they start creating troubles. So fitness is an integral part which keeps me away from all these nonsense which otherwise gets created because of the injuries I had sustained.
Yeah, no, absolutely inspirational. And really, I think you're living proof that the mind, when it's willing, it can overcome any obstacles as well. Sanjay, just going to come to you because, I think back to when I used to live in Australia and there was a heavy sporting culture, outdoorsy culture there. And, watching people in suits cycling or walking to work with a pair of sports shoes on and then changing into heels or formal shoes as they approach their offices, How do you think we can bring about that change in our country? How do we bring about that culture where sport, fitness, well-being just becomes part and parcel of our day and it's not an announcement when we go to the gym?
Yeah, Suhail, thanks for that question. Thanks for inviting me on this panel of experts. I've learned more than I can actually share just from the three speakers before me, and I'm sure even from Vivek. I think it's beginning to happen. I'm seeing a lot of it. I myself, started playing polo at the age of 32, 33. I never rode a horse before that. I did a lot of sports. I swam Delhi State, etc. And I enjoyed doing sports. And eventually, I looked. So I came upon polo when I was 8 years old. I was in a summer camp in the U.S. My parents had sent me to a military academy, in fact, and there was a lot of polo being played there, and I was fascinated. I came back, forgot about it. Somewhere in the 30s, I met someone who introduced me to polo, and in fact, Adhiraj Singh, who's also a great polo player, and Arjuna Awardee for riding, and he put me into polo, and I started, and I just love the sport. I think there's so much to be learned from the sport and to bring back into business in terms of anticipation, in terms of team play, etc. I've played a lot of different sports. I do yoga every single day. And my wife is a big inspiration for that. And we've been doing it together. I've had several sports injuries. I've broken my knee and had metal in my knee from skiing accidents, broken my wrist, had metal in my wrist from polo, my jaw, everything. And I think, during the lockdown, I started cycling. I started golf. I never played golf before. And now when I bicycle in the mornings, I try and do about 100, 150 kilometers a week.
Wow.
And when I'm out there at 6 in the morning, everybody is bicycling or running or walking in Delhi, especially. And it's a really good change to see the kind of importance people are giving fitness, the kind of importance people are giving exercise. Eating healthy is absolutely important, and goes hand in hand with that. From a corporate perspective, we try and get as many people to do yoga and work out as much as we can. I think what happens often is people follow the leader. So it's very important that the leader maintains or, leads by example, and stays fit and encourages fitness, talks about fitness. And, we have fitness in all our KRAs because, if you're not fit and healthy, you can't sort of, perform at work. I think there's so much that fitness teaches you from a mind perspective. And, if you go back to what Major DP Singh said, when I had broke my knee, in a month and a half, I'd thrown my crutches away and I was back on a horse because I was healing myself in my mind as opposed to, my body. Yes, I was doing 2 hours of, physio every day in the pool, early morning, late nights. But I was so determined that I had to play my season that I fixed myself from my mind. And that's what fitness and exercise and everything brings to you, which you take back to the workplace. And I think, therefore, I'm a strong believer that people at work must, encourage, everybody in the workplace to take fitness as a must. It's a must activity. It's not something that you just do. It's not a fad. It's something that we all must follow. So, that's my take.
That's brilliant that you're leading by example as well, Sanjay. And I think that's the ripple effect through the company as well. Vivek, just coming to you because you've seen this sense of incredible community that comes together during a marathon. It's only gone from strength to strength as well. How, in your mind, does fitness embrace this sense of community in India? And what to you are the biggest merits of a fitter nation? You're on mute, Vivek. Sorry.
Thank you. Can you hear? Yeah. I said, thank you, guys. Sohail, thank you. Thank you to my co-panelists. Thank you to Sportscom. So wonderful to be discussing this. The marathons have actually revolutionized in many ways what participative sport has come to mean. And that's something so beautiful that it encompasses everybody. You have Major DP Singh, who's been our great runner and a great inspiration to so many people. And you have people who are first time getting off the couch. Yeah. So, it's something very beautiful, this fitness as a way of life. And I'd like to share that with you. That, fitness for me is about being able to encash the checks that my mind wants to write for me. And this is important because everybody should have their own fitness level. There's no point me trying to be as fit as somebody else or somebody else trying to be as fit as me. What are the checks that your mind needs to encash to keep you happy? If that is that you should be able to jump on your bike and do 30 kilometers and a 5K jog, great. If that is something more or less, great. It doesn't matter. As long as you can keep encashing the checks that your mind writes, you are fit. This is important because many times we tend to either overdo fitness or underdo fitness. We spend a disproportionate time on trying to be building bigger muscles and trying to be fitter than somebody else, or we spend too little time doing it for ourselves. But if we can be true to ourselves and if we can just understand what do we need to be happy, I need to be able to do certain things physically to be happy. And if I can do that, I'm fit. So it's beautiful to actually put fitness in a personal perspective and not in a perspective that's defined by anybody else. The marathons, of course, is a great play because you see all kinds of abilities come out together, from the wheelchair to the physically challenged to the able bodied to the sub 4-hour runner. All kinds of things come together, and it's a wonderful showcase. It's a wonderful showcase of humanity trying to push the boundaries of its own limits. So it actually gives you goose flesh when you stand on that podium on Sunday morning of the marathons. But fitness as a way of life, there is no question there's a psychosomatic link with your well-being, with your happiness quotient, with the way you hold yourself, with the pride you feel in yourself. It's absolutely integral and important to a healthy, happy life.
Yeah, can't agree more with you, Vivek. Dr. Mehta, just going to come back to you because you've been a pioneer of the fitness industry in India. You've seen it evolve, you've seen it grow. How much awareness do you see today versus when you started your journey way back as well? And how much do you think we still have to grow and learn? As Sanjay said, there are improvements. He's seen changes as well as we all are. But how much do you think we still have to grow in that evolution?
I must endorse that whatever Procam Sports has done for fitness and sports in India is very unparalleled. They've really set very high benchmarks and turned over millions of people into getting fit. So people like Baba Ramdev and Procam Sports, they've really contributed a huge amount in the last, I would say, 15 years. That of my 39 years of my profession and 50 years of doing yoga, last 15 years have been very, very good. But digital media, so television, Bollywood, Hollywood, models, Miss Indias, so they've also played a humongous role in setting benchmarks of fitness standards, and people, wanting to emulate them, they adulate them, and wanting to be there, get there, do that. So Sylvester Stallone's of the world, Arnold Schwarzenegger's of the world, Bruce Lee's of the world, they have really stirred this, and it's growing. It's growing. But it's very unfortunate that people had to have an inner wake-up call because of Corona to try and chase immunity. This should be a things to do list for every day. It's very unfortunate that we do it out of fear. That doctors tell us that if you don't lose weight, losing weight should not be a part of health at all. Health simply means heal thy, heal them, heal thou. And healing yourself with sattva gun, paushtik ahar, and absolutely shakahari food, regional, seasonal, healing yourself with minglings with the elements, the first rays of the sun, eating breath for breakfast, hydrating yourself well enough, having a good yoga nidra, doing dhyan, pranayam, and prayer, chanting mantra, tapa, japa. So all this is about health and balancing and upgrading and upscaling all your biological functions. So fitness comes at the lowest ladder of evolution. So fitness gives you strength, stamina, agility, body fat ratio, endurance. Fitness is over. Level 2, health. Heal thy, heal them, heal thou. Organic cellular unity of humanity for immunity.
Yeah.
So that is what health does to you. At level 3, there is wellness. So psychological upsurge and buoyancy, emotional well-being. So that's what wellness gives you. And at the level 4, you get flow, you get rhythm, you get clarity of thought, you get vision, you get sympathy, you get empathy, you get benevolence, you get compassion, you get philanthropy, you get a resolve, you get self-confidence, you get self-conviction. So health, wellness, and well-being are for evolution of mankind, to make you leaders, to make you visionary, and to make you perpetuate and throb with health. My prayer is that may a day in life of humanity comes where 7 billion hearts beat together, 7 billion humans breathe together, all to heal each other. So I tell people the best exercise for biceps is to uplift the poor. The best exercise for shoulders is to take responsibility of the underprivileged. The best exercise for strong legs is to be deeply rooted in humility, to be better rooted in humanity, and sleep every night with a wish to heal yourself. Wake up every morning with a promise to heal the world.
Lovely, absolutely lovely messaging from you, Dr. Mehta. Anjum, just got to come back to you on the back of that, because you spoke about the evolution and different levels of it as well. And for you as an athlete, I think for a lot of aspiring athletes that are watching us today, they're looking for role models, and you are one of those role models that has controlled these various aspects of your life. We can see, some of your paintings behind you, the psychological element that you're very deeply rooted to as well. There's the mental aspect of sport, and I know is very close to you. How do you put all of this together when you know that, for instance, your Olympic qualification, 1 in 4 years, you're mentally preparing for that big moment? How tough is that to keep mentally prepared for that one big moment and optimize that moment and be at your best at that moment?
Like we say, whenever we want to achieve something or give 100%, be it at the Olympics, so it'll be my first Olympics, so I'm just not leaving anything behind. I'm just trying to do each and everything that might benefit me. So for to give 100% at a game or somewhere, so we need to focus on each and every point. So I think as an athlete, it's very important to focus on, like, surely the technical part and the physical part, but mentally. And then how my studies, I studied sports psychology so that I get a lot of help for my sport, not to be a psychologist, but to how I can learn a lot of more things that help me, and then I might just help others around, like just co-shooters and everyone. And then painting helped me calm my mind, and I do painting so that I just switch off my shooting mind and get myself calm, and I just love using my colors to calm my mind. So just everything I do, I just link it to my mental health being and well-being, and then it's just doing whatever I like. It's not like I have to do painting or I have to study psychology for this. It's nothing. It's compulsion for me. If I love doing it, I will do 100 different things all together. So like I do 50 meters and 10 meters together because I love doing different events. It's not that I just want to be good at one thing. I love learning more and more stuff, learning different sports, different aspects of an athlete's life, and then just going by it. So I think one thing I really like to say to all the athletes: never, confine yourself to one thing. You're just not like one athlete. There's so much more to life, so much more. You can learn something new. You can play different sports. You can grow in your education. So there's so much to learn in your life. It's just don't become just one athlete. Okay, you are a shooter, that's it. No, I think it's really important to explore everything, study as much as you can, learn new art, learn new languages. So for me, I think that's the reason I try out different stuff, and I love doing whatever I do. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's great advice, because when you do hang up your boots or hang up your garments with you through the rest of your life. So lovely thought from you, Anjum. Major, just going to come back to you, because I read a quote from you which said, "Injuries are the best thing that have happened in my life." And I'd love for you to elaborate on that a little bit more for everyone here, because through the lens of how you kept your mind and body fit and how that made you turn obstacles into opportunities, and how do you actually perceive these injuries at the time to be an opportunity to learn and inspire people?
Well, as I mentioned in my last answer also, I did not imagine all those things that this will happen. But now when I look at the hindsight and understand that where have I reached, I give credit to the first thing which has happened in my second life, which is the same life, 21 years of my second life, which I'm living. On 15th of July, when I got injured, that is where the U-turn of the life happened. And I realized, or I was made to realize by putting into, type of a swimming pool. What happens, I'll give you the example of swimming pool. In academy, when we learn swimming in military academies, the non-swimmers like me, when they go inside the pool, we drink as much water as we can and even more. So at times we feel that it is not possible for me, and we look for some support outside. And then there comes a long bamboo towards us, thinking that this bamboo is for our help. The moment you catch that bamboo, you start standing on the other side, pushes you more down inside. You feel, oh my God, what's the mistake I've done? But that is where they, enable you to push your limit. And suddenly you realize that you started learning the swimming. So catching of bamboo and going out could not have helped me. So that in the similar fashion, it is the injury which enabled me to understand what is my limit. In fact, I was restricting myself, thinking that I am more of a stocky build. I can't go long distance run. Courtesy Procam, because the opportunities were there, and I realized that this is where perhaps even despite not being going to Olympics and such state, I can perform and convert and convey that it's the possible thing to stretch limit. Human limits is humongous, and not just me. Then I started the challenging one, the NGO which I have, in which there are around more than 2,200 amputees connected with me, and some wheelchair users also are connected with me. So I do not give them any type of a support. I again do the same thing what I was told, what I was done when I was learning the swimming. When the moment they try to think that I'll give some support to them, I kick them. Okay, please now explore your inner strength. The moment they understand, when they go for a 5 kilometer and a 10 kilometer chakkar or a 21 kilometer chakkar in any marathon in front of public, there are two things which gets converted. One, that person who was inhibited by his own thoughts, gets converted into some understanding that it was me who was thinking that I can't do it, but today I could do it. And on the other hand, public look at them, and public convert their perspective towards the disability and such stuff, and they realize, oh my God, these guys are superheroes. They do not have two legs, and he is wheelchair bound, but still they can do something which is not imaginable for us. So personally, when I look back, I realize that all this started when I got injured. In fact, on a lighter side, I convey my thank you to the opposite party also, not so friendly neighborhood ours, because they courtesy them only that bomb came towards my side. And they did not realize that a Indian soldier whom they think that नेस्ता नाबूद करने वाली स्थिति में वो लाने की सोच रहे थे, but he can rise out of ashes and convert the difficulties into the opportunities. So the most beautiful thing, if you ask me today what has happened in my life, I got injured, because from that 100%, 120% disability and 28 kgs of weight after 40 days of hospitalization, flesh and bone only, rising back to the level where I'm running, not only just running now, on 28th of March last year, I was successfully able to complete that solo skydiving without a leg. So opportunity and the amount of stretching which you can push out of your comfort zone is humongous. Unless you wish to explore yourself, you will not go there. So that's why I feel, I was given opportunity. Now Corona is in fact an opportunity so beautiful for many people to learn and understand the various aspects of personality. Perhaps they were keeping hidden under some carpet, that it is not possible, including interacting like on this webinars and such stuff. it's not, had the corona been not there, we wouldn't have actually even thought about, oh, what that nonsense thing, webinar? Oh my God, but it is possible. So we only realize the potential when we come under some sort of challenges. So challenges, difficulties are actually the opportunities, stepping stones for us to realize the potential and explore and grow in as much as the universe can be.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think you are the true embodiment of what the human spirit can endure, Major. So yeah, continue to inspire us. It's quite the journey, and I know there's so much more to come from you as well. So an honor, as we said earlier, to have you here. Vivek, just going to come to you and a question we got from some of the fans watching as well. How can the world start ensuring that India can engage its employees a bit more? How can corporate support in incentivizing Fit India through communities within their own corporate culture? How do you think that can be adapted to both of you, Sanjay and to Vivek?
Sure. Sanjay, would you like to go?
No, go ahead, Vivek. Go ahead. You please go ahead.
So, Sohail, yes, it's actually happening in a very big way. And I think, Sanjay said this about 15 years ago. In the last 15 years, we're seeing it, or Mickey said it, it's a huge transformation. I see it every day because 4 times a year, we do 4 of the biggest running events in the world in India. And I see how corporates are coming forward. I mean, a case point is Mr. Chandrasekharan, the chairman of Tata Sons, where he was 12 years ago, 13 years ago, to where he is today as a full marathoner is an amazing journey. And how Fit for Life has become the mantra of TCS, which is one of the largest employers in the private sector in India. So I'm seeing a lot of change in corporate world. I think I'm seeing a lot of energy and time being put and given to employees. It's been taken very seriously. And this, I think the marathons have in some way, been a catalyst for. Because the marathons made, you see, India was a spectator sport nation till 2004. Right. And we used to watch cricket, football, whatever. We never really thought that we will go out and suddenly become sportsmen. We are all sportsmen. And we see this. If you stand on the start line of the marathon, you will see an amazing sight. And I tell you, I wish everybody actually does this. You will see mothers, fathers, doctors, lawyers, brothers, all kind, grandmothers. You will see that, but that's not what I'm saying. Look into their eyes. And when you look into their eyes, you will see a look that says, for the next 5-6 hours, I'm not your mother, I'm not your brother, I'm not your father, I'm not your lawyer. I am a marathoner. I have been training, I've been waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, clocking my miles, then going to office at 9 o'clock because I want to finish this run in X time. And if I finish this run, whether it's 10K, 21K, 42K, if I finish it in the goal that I have in my mind, I have won the gold medal. I don't care which Kenyan or Ethiopian's neck you're going to garland. You see this in our races. I stand there and I see the look in their eyes. And it's just an amazing look. It's a look I've seen all my life in the eyes of professional sportsmen. Today, I'm seeing my lawyer and my doctor and my chartered accountant's eyes. For 6 hours, he says, I'm not nothing that you think I am. I need to finish this target in this particular race, in a particular time. And if I do that, that gold medal is mine.
Yeah.
That aspect of participative sport, that power of participative sport has been a catalyst, has actually, revolutionized the thinking.
Yeah.
Today, a woman goes out and runs, which has been just such a, when every time I see a woman runner on the road, I just get, it's such a moving experience for me because running is great for everybody, walking, running, jogging, whatever. But when a woman takes to running, she's going to change the entire family. The entire family is going to come online. They have no choice. She will decide what kind of cooking medium to use, what kind of food to put on the table, what the conversation, everything. So it's just wonderful to see this evolution, to see this revolution that is taking part. When we started the Mumbai Marathon, we launched it in 2003, Sohail.
Yeah.
talking to people, there were totally about 30,000 runners in India and 2.5 events. 30,000 runners were the entire base of runners in the country and 2.5 events. 2019 December, we had 2.1 million registered runners and 1,500 events in India.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. It's really a people's movement of charity, health, fitness, wellness. And I think we're truly blessed, all of us on this panel. I think we're truly blessed to be able to live it.
Yeah. Sanjay, just taking a cue off that, because, as Vivek said, the numbers have risen massively today. A chartered accountant, lawyer, everyone wants to be a part of this ethos, right? So is there a way that corporate India can incentivize this? I know a lot of companies are handing out Fitbits or watching those 10,000 steps a day. Is that one way to do it? Or perhaps have one Fit India week per month? What could be the answer to unlock the potential there?
So, Sohail, from my perspective, there's a lot, as Vivek said, there's a lot going on, and people like Vivek are doing so much to help that and facilitate that. It's inspiring to listen to Anjum and her mindset on winning a medal and going out there, and it's much more than we can do in our jobs. What she does is so inspirational. What Major DP Singh talked about, and of course, Mickey with all his preaching about health and fitness and living forever. I mean, it's so inspiring just to hear all this. From my perspective, there's so much more content out there. I, for one, watched Game Changers and became vegan for a while. Of course, I went back to, back to eating everything.
I think we all watched it for sure.
Yeah, and so many people watched it, and we have inspirational speakers. I mean, I'd love to have Major DP Singh or Anjum come and speak to my team, to talk to them how they achieve what they achieve, what goes in their minds, because this is the kind of stuff we can use at work, the kind of focus and the concentration. Just from an example, from my perspective, a classmate of mine from Doon started a property called Devil Circuit. And, I ran that many, many years ago, the first year it started, and I'm not a runner. I run in my head. If I can put my mind to it, I can do it. And at the second year, I took a team of 200 people from my company. I said, I'm going to pay for all of you. Let's go and do it. We don't have to do the competitive category. And I remember when I was running the race, in the first 100 meters, the sole of my running shoe came off. The right sole of my running shoe came off. In the next 100 meters, the second sole came off. So I literally ran the race without soles, because my intention was not to take a new pair of shoes because it's going to get so muddy and dirty, which I should have done in hindsight. But, I just kept running it because I was so determined to finish it with my team and my team with me. And I think it's so motivational, this whole trend of marathons and, people sort of getting involved in running and seeing the benefit of the fitness. As Dr. Mehta rightly said, it's not about losing weight. That's, that's the benefit that comes out of it at the end of it. That's not the goal. And I think that, companies are now realizing the value of fitness, the value of staying healthy. I've got a very professionally run business, and I would hate for any one of my, managers or employees to get ill. And, this whole coronavirus and Major DP Singh said it right, we can take on anything if we have the immunity, and we can have the immunity if we have the fitness level. So it's great. I mean, it's really inspiring to hear all the panelists, and I think we're on the right track as far as India is concerned, as far as corporate India is concerned. I think we're on the right track to, get fit, get motivated, and companies are going to have to continue to, encourage their employees and give them that benefit or give them that time to do it, and go out there and maybe even collaborate with properties like Devil Circuit, with Procam Sports, have collaborative initiatives. There were people doing Fitbit and the steps, measuring your steps, and then competing with each other. And I think all these things are very healthy, for corporate India.
Yeah, I think heading in that direction, and hopefully over the next 3 years or 5 years, we'll see more and more participation as well. Anjum, I'm just going to come to you because you mentioned power of women and how that can transform an entire family, and then that further transforms society in many ways as well. how important to you is that to see more women empowered through fitness and how they're changing the way fitness is looked at throughout their entire family? Because as Vivek said, in many families, it's that woman who controls what's put on the plate, how their kids are thinking about fitness as well. And I know that was the case for me growing up. And today I look back and think, oh, wow, if we had the knowledge that we have today back in the 80s or the 90s, things could be.
Yeah, surely. So I really think, like Vivek sir said, it's really important if the women of the family start, being there, going out for the workouts and everything. The mindset of the kids, the family, the male in the family, it surely changes. That, okay, if she's managing so much at home, at her office, and also giving herself the time to, work out and taking care of the body, I think everyone will start seeing the change in the mentality of all the kids in the family, all the males in the family. And that is something that should be, taught during the younger year, like during the growing years. So, like for me, even I started very late. I started working out at the age of 20. Before that, I had no knowledge and I was just shooting just like that. So I think it's really important to teach kids at a younger age to be active, to enjoy all the physical activities that everyone does nowadays. So having that positive and active lifestyle at a younger age will surely change the mindset of the parents and also everyone around. So I think it's another responsibility what women have to give a positive change to the environment and all the people around. And also like Sanjay sir said, it's not that only the people who win the medal are doing something great. It's like you are being responsible in getting the change for your company. I think that's again a very good accomplishment. So I think it's everyone, uh, even inspires one person, it's enough. It's a really one thing that I like doing right now is I work out, I put on videos on Instagram, and then there are so many people who message me that, you inspire us to work out harder or study psychology or do painting. Like I use my paintings to sell and, to donate that money for different people during the COVID, during the lockdown. So
Yeah.
everyone inspire, it just gives me more energy to work on that. So I think
Yeah.
even if you inspire one person, that's a really good thing as an individual. So everyone out here on the panel, including you, I think everyone does a great job in making even the 1% change in the society.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. You can make that 1% change that in society, and I think that's got to be the key to it. Dr. Mehta, just going to come to you before we also go around the room to close things out. Just want to understand from your mindset and your lens, how important is the approach to fitness needing to be holistic and not just, as many of us have said, go to the gym, hit a bicep curl, go to the gym, hit a bench press. How important is holistic fitness, both mentally, physically, but also well-being?
So, holistic fitness is very, very important. And the definition of the word swasth is स्वयं में स्थित, स्वयं में उपस्थित, स्वयं की उपस्थिति. And if you were to see the importance of breath, which nobody addresses, the power of breath, the importance of regulated breath. So swara, स्वरा से बने सुर, और स्वरा और सुर से बने स्वर्ग, और स्वर और सुर के साथ बने संगीत, और उसके साथ हम हो जाए तरंगीत. So the electrical charge which we get with the breath, and the electrical charge and the surge which we get with optimism and confidence, sitting in a yoga posture, doing yoga, asana means a posture in poetry. Asana means a posture, and is in awareness. It is a seat of awareness from where you can teleport and see everything. So in every posture, when you learn tolerance, when you learn resilience, when you learn patience, and when you become tenacious, and you become comfortable in the most uncomfortable, awkward position, from there the awareness grows and it transcends. So it is all about transformation. Holistic health is about transformation, it's about transcendence, it's about building characters and personalities, building nations, building harmony, and building leaders and visionary. So it's very soulful in nature. Holistic health is very soulful in nature. It's very healing in nature. And, not to say that when I say that, when people ask that, how do you do so much and how have you achieved so much? It's all about sincerity and devotion. So heights by great men reached and kept were not attained in sudden flights, for they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. Keep progressing on the wheel of evolution and just do your part.
Wonderful. Really, really lovely thought from you, Dr. Mehta. I think just to finish off, I might stay with you just for your finishing touches as well. If each of you were to take on the Fit India movement as it is today, we're seeing a Run for India movement as well. And if each of you were to take on a part of this Fit India movement and adopt or make one addition to it to make it your very own, to make India a fitter nation, how would you address it?
Should I start?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll start with you, Mickey.
Okay, very important that make wellness the religion number one. Religions divide, wellness unites, wellness integrates, wellness brings sincerity, devotion, wellness cleanses you, wellness, I would say, regulates you, wellness fortifies you, and then wellness takes the devotion to a very different level of being a human or being a soul. So make wellness the religion number one.
Lovely, absolutely lovely message. Major, just going to come to you on that. What would your one takeaway be or one addition be if you wanted to see India become a fit India? How would you address it?
So I would rather target the youngsters, because the school kids, if they understand and they are very open to learn at this age, if they understand the real facts about fitness, the life, the well-being, as told by Dr. Mehta also, then in the time to come, automatically things will go correct. However, that's a collaboration of parents, teachers, and kids, in which the most comfortable ones are the kids, and then comes the parents who feels that I need to give that comfort zone, which invariably becomes a pampered zone, and pampered zone is more of unfit area. And then they go and tell teacher, ki, please do not push my kid too much. And that's the chaos which happens. So if we target that arena, the school children, then I guess in the time to come, automatically everything will be better. Not just fitness, but the more composed, more compassionate, more empathetic, the living beings of this universe. I will not bifurcate into any country borders also.
Yeah. Lovely, fantastic. Vivek, over to you. What would your final thoughts be? How would you want to address India in being a fitter nation? You've already done so through ProCam, but in today's scenario, how do you think that next step could be looked at from your lens?
No, it's even more important in today's scenario. And if you see our latest initiative, Sunfeast India Run as One, it talks about social impact, community. It talks about wellness. It talks about do something if you can every day. I think all the speakers have said it, and they're absolutely right. It has to be integrated into your very psyche. Wellness, fitness as a way of life has to be integrated, irrespective of what your capabilities are, what your capacity is. Integrated into your psyche. I believe the change that we want to see in India begins with the change we want to see in ourselves. And if each of us can make that commitment, if come what may, I remember a conversation with Dr. Kiran Bedi, who's now the Honorable Governor, I think, of Puducherry, of the state of Puducherry. She was telling me once, she said, 1 meal a day, my body is owed by me. And she told me this to my face. She says, 1 meal a day, my body is owed by me. The second meal, I need to earn it. Otherwise, I don't feel comfortable. I need to have earned that second meal. It's a lovely concept if we somehow integrate a commitment to wellness, a commitment to fitness into our everyday life. If each of us do that, India will change automatically. We don't have to do plans for India.
Fantastic. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Mehta.
So, I mean, a very funny line comes to my mind. जो एक बार खाए वो योगी, जो दो बार खाए वो भोगी, और जो तीन बार खाए वो रोगी.
Well said.
How many meals do you have, Dr. Mehta, a day?
I have only one meal a day.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise,
Wow.
I have lots
Wow.
of fruits, dry fruits, nuts. So coconut water, vegetable juices, herbal teas. I'm deeply into Ayurveda for the last 25 years of my life.
Can
Deeply
I ask when that one meal is, Dr. What part of the day?
So depending on my schedule, sometimes it's lunch and sometimes it's dinner. But
Right.
ideally, as per the cycle of Vata Pitta Kapha, the golden
Yeah.
hour of digestion and assimilation is 12 to 2 in the afternoon.
Right. Wonderful. Great insights from you, as always. Anjum, just going to come to you with your finishing. What would you like to see India embrace next? How would you like to see the Fit India movement move forward?
Like everyone said, being the change myself, what I want to see in the others, and especially, like I said in a session before with Kiran Rijiju sir, there should be a compulsory, class for kids at school instead of that long half an hour prayer sessions in the morning. It should be yoga sessions or something, so that kids get active before studying, and then the stadium and everything we have, they should not be paid. I mean, specific equipment, okay, but certain part of the athletic stadiums or the grounds where some need membership or something, I think they should be open for kids, so that the people who don't, who might not be able to, spend that much at a starting career, starting age, they should be able to just go and try out different things and be physically active. I think that's what many people get stopped by. They don't have access to equipment, and they just they are said like, we can't do this. So I think that's what changes mindset of people, that okay, this is available, I should just go and try. So I think that is something really important. And everyone here, thank you so much for inspiring me, and we can may surely make a positive impact for the kids and everyone around.
Yeah, I think that's been the ethos across. Right? The kids need to be impacted. I think the Marks for Sports campaign is something that is gaining momentum, and hopefully we'll see that come into more schools across the country. Sanjay, finally to finish with you, what are your leaving thoughts for everyone that's listening in, and what sort of imprint would you like to see in the Fit India movement towards us becoming a sporting nation?
So, Suhail, from my perspective, it's infrastructure, and Anjum alluded to that fact that we need better infrastructure. I feel corporates must invest in infrastructure. I think it's a great initiative that the government has allowed some amount of CSR money to go towards sports. And that in itself is a good step in the right direction. We have to take charge of infrastructure and build the infrastructure that allows the youngsters, to participate in sports. And I mean, I don't know how controversial this is, but I think all kids should, be forced to go into the army for a year or two when you graduate, like the countries do, because that brings about so much discipline. And frankly, we need that kind of, and we have a strength of so many kids, people in our country. I think that would be one of the best things that could ever happen to youngsters, for them to really be exposed to that sort of culture. Because in the army, you have to be fit, and you have that infrastructure available to you. And I think that's the key. So again, I'd love to connect with each of you offline. If Suhail, you can put us all in touch.
100%.
Have conversations. It's been a very inspiring conversation for me. I've had webinars all day relating to tool and die manufacturing and other things. This has been a welcome change.
I think it's been a welcome listening. So a big thank you to all of you. I think it's been inspirational. It's been eye-opening. It's been insightful, and more than anything, I think it's been educational as well. So I do hope that all of India starts to rise a bit more. And I think every one of these discussions opens one mind up to the idea of being a fitter person, therefore a fitter household, therefore a fitter society, and therefore a fitter nation as well. So a big thank you to Sportscom as well for putting this together. And a quick picture, I think, for Sportscom. So if everyone can give us a big cheese and a big wave, maybe we'll get a nice picture out of it as well. Lovely. And a big thank you to Sportscom and everyone that's tuned in as well. I hope everyone's taken in every little bit that each of these individuals have said and put across in very diverse thoughts as well. And thank you, Anjum. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Dr. Mehta. And thank you, Major, for inspiring us and for giving us the messages that India needs at this point. So see you later, and we'll see you soon with our next talk as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Sohail. Thank you.
Sohail.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and all the best, Anjum. All the best.
Yeah, all the best to
Bless.
Anjum.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you, Major. Thanks, everyone.